Welcome to the latest GoldInvest interview. Today we are speaking to Catalin Kilofliski of copper and gold explorer Goldplay Mining, trading on the TSX Venture with the symbol AUC. Goldplay always had some very interesting properties overseas alongside some very promising Canadian projects. But just a couple of days ago, Catalin came back from Europe with a new deal, an extremely exciting deal under his belt. Before we hear more about that though, please remember to subscribe to the GoldInvest YouTube channel and hit the alert button so you always know when a new interview comes up. Welcome, Catalin.
Very nice to talk to you, Bjorn, and a pleasure to update investors.
So, Catalin, it seems you had a very successful trip to Portugal recently. Please tell us more. What did you do? Who did you meet?
Yeah, look, we're very happy that alongside some other major companies actually in Portugal, we were able to sign a brand new concession agreement with the Portuguese government. And that covers a total about 4 projects in Portugal. It's a significant area. It runs for about 350 square kilometers. But more importantly, it includes 3 past producing projects, 2 of which are copper, 1 of which is copper gold. Why is it important? It's very simple. Those projects really have seen no work since 1980s. So the last time they were produced, or had any production is 1980s, has been sitting idle since kind of in the hands of the government. So, we are not recycling an old project that kind of failed during the last 20 years and we want to be the smarter guys that want to make it work. No. We are looking at projects that, have been run during times when, for example, copper was 60 cents a pound and today it's, over $4. Gold was, a lot lower than it is today. So, those are projects where a little bit of mining has been done in the past, but they hold significant potential for resource expansion. But more importantly, they will be economical at these prices. So we're very excited. We are a bit kind of, we thought that news is really great and the market would love it. So did all our investors, but the market didn't really care much, unfortunately. But that doesn't change our strategy. We remain focused on really creating shareholder value through results. And yet this is another example where we've delivered on our promise.
So, Catalin, you touched upon those projects a bit already, but tell us briefly more, what do you have there, perhaps in order of their perceived prospectiveness? Sure,
happy to do that, and always happy to invite investors on our website where we have lots of information. First project, which I think our top pick, it's an historic open pit copper mine, and the mineralized trend runs for about 2.2 kilometers. Only about 350 meters have been mined of that, and very shallow depths. And this is a time when copper was 60 cents a pound. So we have a lot ahead of us to delineate and hopefully show that that project could be economical. A second project is a copper gold project with surface sampling averaging 1.5 grams gold, 20 grams silver, and 0.2% copper. So it's, it's a very nice target. Definitely this really nice grades for open pit. We also have a third project, it's a gold project with channel sampling running about 1 gram gold over good widths up to 20 plus meters. So again, very nice grades for a possible open pit. And then another historical gold copper mine with samples from the mine area assaying up to 10 grams gold, 5% copper, and 20 grams silver. So again, those are really nice grades and which conceptually will make the project very economical. And yet, no work has been done on them since 1980s. So, we have lots of work to do. And we are very pleased that we have signed the agreement directly with the government. So we are not paying a lot of money for those projects. It's literally same as staking, put it, right? So we get it straight from the government, very decent terms. And then, we'll limit dilution and we'll leave all the upside to shareholders.
Perfect. Sounds very good. So that sounds like a major development for a relatively young company like Goldplay, wouldn't you say?
I think sure is. And, it doesn't reflect in the share price yet. Why? It's for many reasons. The markets are what the markets are. We're still a young company, so we have probably been too focused on delivering. We've had so many transactions done over the last several months, and we fell behind in marketing per se, in telling the story. But as now we get things going forward, we're going to try to tell the story to more and more investors. So we're hoping that then the share price would respond accordingly.
Great. Well, certainly hope so too. So what are your plans now, project-wise? End of the year is coming closer faster than it may seem, and you also have your Canadian projects to work on.
So it's a very simple strategy we have. We really have a dual focus here, and that's made possible by having really two different teams that focus, one in Canada, one in Portugal. For the Canadian side, if investors paid attention, we have made a significant acquisition of a very prospective big gold, high-grade gold and copper porphyry project. This is a project that ran about 120 grams gold and 1% copper over channel sampling, I think was about 2 meters, and then some significant historical intercepts that were running over 1 ounce gold in drilling. So because of its prospectivity, we already have planned a drilling campaign for next summer. We got $1 million already in the bank, earmarked for that, which has been put aside for that. We're going to probably augment that with probably another $1 million here before year end, so that we have the money in the bank to do the drilling campaign next summer. So that's done. And we are now in the permitting, planning, and all those things for that project. And I think you would see us that becomes our main focus in British Columbia, because it's prone for a major discovery. And that's what we are after in BC, early stage with major discovery potential. And in Portugal, hopefully over the next few weeks, like we've said from the beginning, we hope to start drilling before year end. So based on how things go, I think that's still the case, that you will see us drilling one of the historical copper mines in Portugal. But along with that, really the strategy of the company now that we've amassed such a vast portfolio is to find our focus. And I think this is really a question we've been getting from investors. Now you've got all those nice projects. Okay, what are we going to focus on? Because as a small company, you can't do everything. And that's absolutely correct. And people really have to pay attention. All those transactions we've done or done very inexpensively, literally, to the company. So we were very careful about dilution and how we structured the deals. Why? To give us as many options as we can. And now having those options in hand, the next step, which will hopefully see us into early next year, we're going to come out and say, what's the main focus in Canada and what's the main focus in Portugal? And for the rest of the projects, you'll see us probably trying to find partners or JV and kind of farm those things out to create additional shareholder value for the shareholders.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's the question that came to my mind too, on how you're deciding where to focus. But that seems all in hand. So you're aware of that. You touched upon the financials that you had $1 million already earmarked for drilling next summer on the BC property. How much cash does Goldplay still have to make overall, and how long will it last you?
Yeah, so cash in hand right now, it's about $2.3 million. So about $1 million is earmarked already for British Columbia for drilling. We expect to add to that before year end, probably another, let's say $700,000 or thereabouts, to get us about $3 million, in an effort to put aside, more than $1.5 million for the BC project. Because, since we're going to be drilling that project next summer, we want to give it a serious effort. We don't want to do just one hole. We want to do a series of holes there to really get to the bottom of that target and hopefully hit what we hope it will be an interesting discovery. Portugal, we have basically the rest of the money possibly available for Portugal. Yet, the programs there tend to generally start small and then grow from there based on results. So I think the company is well funded for what it plans to do, which is, drilling next summer in BC and start the drilling in Portugal before year end.
Great. Well, sounds very good. We're certainly looking forward to the drills to start turning. So In your opinion, or to sum up a bit, do you think this new deal could be an inflection point for Goldplay? Because as you said, the market didn't really appreciate the deals and the last deal also that you put together so far. So do you think now that you have all these deals in the company and are deciding on which to focus and the drills start turning, do you think so this last deal might have been the inflection point for
absolutely, based on our strategy, it sure is. This fundamental and inflection point, especially as it relates to Portugal. We do have a very solid sort of projects there that we can tackle on. And again, ultimately, our objective is to deliver, to keep our promise, to show results, to start the drilling, and to, we cannot unfortunately predict the markets. But I am certain that if we do the right things and we do what we said we're going to do, that should be reflected as we go forward in the share price. Let's not forget, Goldplay has just been trading for 6 months now. We've turned around almost a quarter of our shares, about 25% of the stock change hands. With any new company, regardless how careful you are when you put a company together, you're going to have flippers. You're going to have people that got in lower and they want to get the profit. So we are going through that right now. And arguably, given the amount of stock traded, we should be towards the end of that natural, really unfortunate, but natural process. But, company is well-funded, has a solid team, have solid projects, and we're going to be beginning real work on those projects. So, I think the current, share price pressure that we are under should be, resolved as things move forward.
Great. Well, we're certainly looking forward to all those things coming together, and especially towards the ends of the year and then next year with the drilling in BC. Thank you for taking the time, and we'll be sure to talk again once there are new developments. Thank you, Catalin.
Thank you, Bernd. Pleasure to see you.